Yo, check this out, I've been out there hooping. I've been trying to get my practice on, trying to be like one of the great Harlem Globetrotters from Savannah State. My boy Rock Milton, one of the original 1501 in the house, Harlem Globetrotter, bam, number 40, Rock Milton, you right there. But guess what? The show's dedicated to him, but also Alvin Cohen trying to figure out, Coach Carter trying to figure out, why did Jamal got to do a tape at 7 o'clock in the morning?
7 a.m.
Bam! Cause my blood is thick. That's why I'm trying to be like Rock, my hero, Rock Milton. Harlem Globetrotters, number 4 to get his jersey. Bam! Coach Carter, we are here this morning, Coach Carter.
Warrior.
Cause my sugar, Coach Carter. My sugar. Tell me about my sugar. My diabetes, I got diabetes. Woo! And guess what? Almost like Coach Carter, I know about 1,500 people out of 2,000 people that I know got diabetes.
Well, let me tell you, diabetes. You mean what the old folks say? You got sugar?
That's right.
No, you got sugar.
Sugar diabetes.
Sugar diabetes.
That's right.
That they know all of people. You know people who got diabetes in America. Of the 331,000, 331 million in America, there's about over 100 million walking around with diabetes. And a lot of them don't even know it. Diabetes. And so we are talking about. Dr. Jamal came into a workout and he was saying that he saw somebody and they had a limb cut off. But he mentioned about somebody who told him they had diabetes. And then they got it, and their grandmama had diabetes, and they got diabetes. And I was like, oh, when you bring it into the gym, we got to go to the people with it. We got to take it to the. And so I explained what diabetes is, and people, when you explain that, there was another person listening, and I said, diabetes is when the body does not process carbohydrates, glucose well. And they was like, what? What does that mean? Talking over here. And I said, I said, take it like this. When you eat, there's an organ across the top of your stomach called the pancreas. When your body digests the food is absorbed into the bloodstream, and the blood sugar level goes up. Insulin comes, the pancreas secretes insulin in the blood. The insulin goes to the muscles, knocks on the muscles, and say, hey, open up. We got sugar out here. And the muscle say, oh yeah, opens up. Sugar goes in. You use it for energy. What happens over a period of lifetime when people don't move, and they're not moving around.
Yes, sir.
You eat, pancreas secretes insulin goes to the muscle. Open up. You got sugar out here. But the muscles say, you don't burn off, so I'm going to stop responding to you.
Okay.
And so over years and years and years, the muscles stopped listening to the pancreas that secretes the insulin. And they was like, and I said, okay, well, I'll show you something. I said, let me show you something else. Let me show you something else. I'm going to explain what diabetes is, because if that's too complicated, if you don't understand the scientific term of the insulin, going with the glucose, going in the bloodstream, and the bloodstream going to the muscles and opening up. If you don't understand that, and the insulin said, hey, open up muscles, and muscles say, I'm not listening to you no more, because you've been knocking on my door for all these years, and you come in here and you don't get burned up, so I don't need to open up my door for you. So let me show you what diabetes is. Let me show you what diabetes is. If you don't understand that, let me show you what diabetes is. First person. Here we go. There you go, Dr. Jamal.
Yes, sir.
There's some water.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what they do is,
diabetes.
What they do is, you eat, blood sugar level goes up, and you mix it up, and you mix it up.
I want the other people to see
and you mix it up, 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 and you burn 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 it up. Look at it. It's clear. That's normal human being. That's a person who takes in sugar and they exercise. They eat. You don't have to be perfect when you eat. We talked about that. You don't have to be perfect. You got to be 90%. If you eat 30 meals a week, you get 3 of them, you can get what you want. Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, grandmama cooking, Fatback. Oh, you can get it. Taco Bell. Look at it. We're not saying you cannot have it. You can get a donut. We're not saying that. That's what this is. You get 3. You get 90. There's not much difference between 90% right and 100% right when it's all talking about that eating right and exercising. You don't have to go hard like Dr. Jamal 5-6 days a week. You can go 3 to 4 days a week. Having something 1 hour. You can do it, but it's something over and over. And guess what? We mix it up. We mix it up. We mix it up. We mix it up, and this is what happens. And this is our blood, right? And this is our blood.
Right, it's clear. Yeah, you had that movement going on.
That's right, and that movement. That's
right.
And see what happens, that is a normal human being.
Right.
Normal. That's a normal human being. Now, but there are over 100 million Americans.
Okay.
Let's do this. Dr. Jamal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dr. Jamal.
Yes, sir.
They're going. They put it in their water.
People around diabetes.
Now,
all right.
then what happens is this. They take in sugar and they mix it up. But guess what, Dr. Jamal? As they mix it up, they don't burn it.
Okay.
Then they take in more sugar and they mix it up.
Okay.
But they don't mix it up, they don't burn it.
Okay.
Then they take in more sugar and they mix it up.
Okay.
And this is over a period of years.
The water getting gray.
And then over a period of years, Dr. Jamal, they mix it up.
Bro.
They don't burn it off. They mix it up. Now they don't even move. Because that's when they first moved, and this is when it was like 18, 19. They move around a little bit, 20, 21. But now, 25, 25, guess what happened, Dr. Jamal? They mix it up. Guess what happened, Dr. Jamal? Guess what happened? They ain't moving. They mix it up. This was diabetes. That water is not. They mix it up. They mix it up. They ain't moving much. They ain't moving much. What's happening to the water, Dr. Jamal? What's happening to the water? They ain't mixing up. They ain't mixing up. And then they get this. They ain't mixing it. Dr. Jamal. Then what's happening? Then what's happening to Jamal? Dr. Jamal, what's happening to the water? What's happening to the water? What's happening to the water, Dr. Jamal? 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 This is over a period of years. Now you about 35, you about 36, you about 40 years old. And this is your water. This is your water. That's your blood. Diabetes. This is the person, this is where you person exercise now. And this is diabetes. This is diabetes. It's thickening of the water. Look at that water. It's thickening up the water. And that's what happens.
That means that's the blood.
This is the blood. This represents your blood. This is somebody who has water and burns it off. I mean, blood who burns that water, burns that sugar off inside their blood. And then this represents the ones who know. This is the big water. This is the water. Now, what's the implication? What's the difference? Ask me what's the difference between the two.
Coach Carter, I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question.
What's your thought?
What's the difference between the two?
That is an excellent question. I'm glad you asked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dr. Kamal, that's an excellent question. This water circulation going around your body.
Okay.
It's not hard to circulate. This water thicker. The reason why you pee so much is because your kidneys have to filter this water. Your kidneys have to work triple, double time to get that water out of it, because now it's got to take the water through this thickness. It's got to get the water through this thickness. So that's why you pee so much. Also, this blood that's going around you, when it goes through the small blood vessels in your eyes, guess what? It goes through clearly. This is so thick when it goes through, you start having eye problems, you start losing it. So if you don't watch it, you can go blind. You can go blind. This water is good. It's easier on you. So when you get cuts and sores and extremities, because the further away from the trunk of your body, the smaller the blood vessels are. Well, what does blood do? Blood takes oxygen and nutrients to the cells all of the body. This water, and this is what we're going to go with Dr. Jamal. I'm going to have to hold him down because this is what it is. This water right here, this thicker blood right here, when you get injuries and you get cracking of the toes and the skin and the blisters, guess what? Healing is reduced. Well, when healing is reduced, it takes longer for those open wounds to heal. Those wounds become infected. When those wounds become infected, they become the gangrene start sitting in. All right, this water is the one. Jamal, you gotta take off your tongue.
Oh,
You gotta take off.
oh, okay.
Because we don't want it to spread.
Right.
So we gotta cut it off at the knee. This is the water. Because this water, when you have nerve, you don't have nerve damage. This blood has no nerve damage. No nerve damage right here in this one. No nerve damage. And so this has nerve damage. I don't feel it. I don't feel myself. I don't feel what's going on in my extremities. So that's why I lose a leg. I lose a finger.
Wow.
The difference between diabetes, this is a diabetic person. This is over 100 million people in America, and this is none. This person right here is a person who takes care of themselves, exercise, eats right. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. The only perfect person is the person you don't know. But this water, so when I explain this illustration, say, I got it. That's the difference. That's the difference. When you have diabetes, your body has told your muscle, your hormones to say, listen to me. Your body is like, I'm not listening. Now, there are two other ways of diabetes. We know there's type 1 when people are born with it. It's an autoimmune disease. That's less than 10% of people. We don't, it's hard to explain. It's just that's how you're born. Then there's gestational, the mother in the womb of the baby. That's when they're pregnant. But those are very small. 90+% of the people walking around, 90+% of the people walking around, they got this one. And this is the one we're addressing. And like we said, I am not a doctor, but I am a trainer. And I've been doing it for a long in my career. And I've seen it. I've seen the outcomes. And the crazy thing about this, Dr. Jamal, is this. How you fix this? It's the same way you fix heart disease, stroke, erectile dysfunction, bad back. It's the same way. The same way. Look at the video. Exercise. Eat.
Are you sure about that, Coach Carter?
Same way you fix it. Diabetes is one. Type 2 diabetes is 100%. 100%. Can I get a drum roll, please? 100. This is 100% preventable. That's the big. This is one. Type 2 diabetes is 100% preventable.
Coach Carter, so you're trying to tell me after 1,500 people I know,
Yes.
I mean after 2,000 I know,
and 100 million people across America, yes.
You're trying to tell me that for maybe 1,400 of them is preventable.
No, this is
You trying to tell me it's preventable? That's 1,400.
No, this is 100. That's your blood. That's your blood. You see that? You see that?
Yes, sir.
You see that? You see that? Look at that. You see that? You see that? It's 100% preventable. This is 100% preventable. It happens over a period of years. And the thing is, as we get older, as this time get over, kids earlier and earlier are getting this because they have less movement, less running around, eating what they want. And when they say, well, grandmama had it, and mama had it, and I have it, that's not genetic. Unless it's type 1, that's not type 2, that's not genetic. That is, you inherit not only genes, but you inherit behaviors. You inherit behaviors. That's right, nurture. You inherit behaviors. You inherit behaviors. Those behaviors can predict your future. And so those behaviors. And so what we try to tell you, and what we tell you on this show is this. This is 100% preventable.
Yes.
Oatmeal, fruits, vegetables, taking care of yourself, whole grains, reduce your amount of meat, move over and over every day, carry stuff, pull stuff, jump on stuff, push on stuff, do something regularly every day. It doesn't have to be a formal, you go to the gym regularly. You can just set up something at the house in the neighborhood, but you got to move because if you don't move, you don't burn it. See, this is burnt. This is burnt. And so when you burn it off, here we go. And I eat again. Here we go. I eat again. Big. I'm going to eat again. But look, it's in here. But if I move.
Yes, sir.
I move.
All right.
Keep moving. Don't stop. Keep going. Come back next day.
Don't stop.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You burn it. See, you burn it up. It goes away. You burn it. Blood sugar. It goes away. We burn it. You keep burning it. And there you go. There you go.
Yo, it's clear.
It's clear. You burn it up. But this one.
It had sugar. It was clear.
But this one.
It's clear now.
But this one. You get this one. This one. When you don't move. You don't move.
Whoa.
And then you go here.
Whoa.
And you put some more.
Whoa.
And you put some more. Look how hard that is to absorb. And then it sits.
Whoa.
Look at it, Dr. Jamal.
Whoa. It's
You
like
don't
an
move.
island.
It's like an island.
It's like an island.
It's like an island. It just sits, but you're not moving.
You got an island of sugar inside your blood.
You 40, you 45, you 50, you 55, and it's right there. It's right there. And your kidneys working hard the process there. Your liver, and it's hard, and you are 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds overweight. And you're like, why do I have tingling in my toes? Why do I have tingling in my fingers? Why is it hard for me to see? Why? And you are overweight. You are 60, 70, 80 pounds overweight, and you're trying to figure out what the things happen to you because you are or you are diabetic. Go run to the doctor. Run tell that and go run to the doctor. Run tell that, run to the doctor. If you know somebody who fits this, please go get them because there are treatments. You can get a pump, you can get a pill, you can get there are treatments. And the great thing about the whole thing is it's reversible. If you adopt the lifestyle and you listen and tune in, it's reversible. You don't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. It does not have to. And so for people, the signs are when you have diabetes, fatigue, because you ain't moving. See, this is the way the body works. If you want energy, you got to expend energy. Then your body will give you energy.
Okay. Say that again, Coach. I think that's an important point.
If I want energy, I'm tired. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So the way the body works is, I'm tired. I want to make energy. So then what you have to do is, you have to expend, give out energy. I run around, jump, carry stuff, pull stuff, jump on stuff, pull up on stuff, push up on stuff. And your body's like, what? Hey, that person need energy. So your body was like, oh, let's take some of this and move it over here. And that's yours. That's yours.
It's like a bank.
That's like a bank. That's yours. And your body are like, hey, we use some of this energy. And so what happens is this, and the more you do that, and you're like, you know what? If I base my diet on green leafies, if I base my diet on beans and fruits and nuts, if I base my diet on drinking mostly water, if I base my diet on consumption of water, if I get up every morning and I listen to what they tell me, and I say, I start out with a bowl of oatmeal, and I have some walnuts in there, I have some seeds in there, I have some grapes in there, I have that in there every morning. If I start out every morning with this, it helps me. And then 3 hours later, I have some vegetables, some lean meat, it helps me. 3 hours later on that, I have a light protein shake, work out, finish the protein shake and then the work, it helps me. At night, I have vegetables, lean meat, vegetables. It helps me. It all helps me. But if I don't, this is where you headed. If you don't, because the way we eat in America and the way our lives are here in America, the way we eat, well, we have way more carbohydrates, rice, potatoes, and way more than we should have. It drives our blood sugar up. And so what happens is this: when you're a person who when you get in trouble, when you start losing weight but you're not exercising, and you're like, well, why are you losing weight? Because now your body's not using carbohydrates for energy, and it's using your own protein, your muscle, in fact, for energy. And so now you're what we call fasting away. Right now you're going to get emaciated. So you got gutty, but you look emaciated, and then it's a spiral, it's a cycle. But you can break that cycle. You can say stop. You can break that cycle. But if you don't, there is a place, because we all have a reservation at a destination and no chance of cancellation. And what we tell you, and what I tell you all the time, and what me and Dr. Jamal said, there is no exercise program or eating program or anything in this world that says how days you're going to live longer. We cannot profess it. We cannot tell you you're going to live a longer day. We can't give you more days to your life. There's nobody, no man, know the day nor the hour. But what me and Dr. Jamal can guarantee you, is we're going to give you life to your days. We can't give you days to your life, but we're going to give you life to your days. You don't have to have it. Tell yourself, I don't have to be like this. My blood don't have to be this way. Tell yourself, Dr. Jamal, you don't have to have it. You don't have to be this way. So this is 100%. 100%.
So that 1,400, y'all could possibly not be a part of that group. 100 of y'all, it might be some issues. But then here go 1,400 of y'all. Y'all need to have it.
Don't even. Do not.
And you can get rid of it.
That's right.
You can get rid of it.
You can get rid of it. And if you don't know, just tune in. Just do that, because the thing is the same way you fix ED in your back, in your heart, in your lungs, in your kidneys. It's the same way you fix diabetes. Before you get to this, before you get to the pills, before you get to the shots, start now. Start today. The best time to start was a long time ago. But the second best time to start, Dr. Jamal, is right now. Right now. The best time to start, you should have started when you were 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. From 0 to 25 years old, your body will take care of you. You should have started when you were 25 years old. Okay, we got it. You didn't start. So now you're 30, you're 35, you're 40, you're 45, you're 50, you're 55, you're 60, you're 65, you're 70. Right? I'm going to stop at 70. And there's a reason why I stopped at 70. Yeah, there's a reason why I stopped at 70. There's a reason why I'm stopping at 70. There's a reason why I stopped at 70. There's a reason why I stopped at 70. The reason why I stopped at 70. There's a reason why I stopped at 70.
Can I ask a question?
It's the second best time is when now. Go ahead and ask your question. It's the reason why I stopped at 70.
Like for instance, let's say my granduncle, niece, baby, sister, daughter, child had told me that my granduncle, niece, baby, daughter, child, he was diabetic and that he died. You know, and so they were trying to figure out when he died. Like I said, did he live to be like 100 or something like that? He said no, like 80 years old. So he didn't make it to 80 because they were trying to figure it out. You know, so not 100, not 90, not 80. So
Dr. Jamal,
he probably,
if you pay attention,
his cancellation probably occurred.
You know, people like to look at anomalies of, oh, I know somebody who was 100 years old who smoked. That's an outlier.
Yes,
I know somebody who was overweight who was 90. That's an outlier. Generally, with this, and this is hard to swallow. This is a hard pill to swallow. Now, I'm telling you, I talked to Dr. Jamal about people who pass, unfortunately in accidents and falls off roofs and they have Alzheimer's, something like that. Those things the science behind we try to wear seatbelts to save ourselves, but that's, we don't guarantee. But if you look at the numbers, and you look at how this works, you're not going to see people 70, 65, 70, 75, 80 living with this. There's not many 80-year-olds living with this. You know why? Because they have, Lord bless, they have gone.
The cancellation.
They cancel it. I mean, it's you don't get, we work.
You don't make it to 100. You don't make it to 90 years old. You don't make it to 80 years old.
You don't probably make sense. I mean, you start looking at the people, you start looking at the numbers, and you do your research. You just start looking at 65 and 68s and the 72s, and you just start. And I don't. It's no guarantee, but the numbers as a whole, you look at the numbers as a whole, you're like, that's pretty much, And so we work, and you say, start working at 20, and then you work for 40 years, and now you're 60, and you retire at 64, 65, and you have this. Even with the cancellation and expiration, Dr. Jamal, just say you are 67,
yes,
68.
Sir. Yes, sir. And
this is you have, this is 100% preventable, but you haven't prevented this. And so now, with no energy, now overweight, now you're going to retire, you're going to not travel the world and run around on beaches. You think that's in your life? Or you're going to be hooked up to a machine with filtering your kidneys. Right. You know what I mean? So, and that's the thing that when we talk, and I'd say people like, I'm going to work to 65, 60, then I'm going to retire. But if you're not doing something now at 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, where's the energy going to come from? Where's this excitement, this zeal for life going to come from? I mean, the money that you have saved and stored, it's in your head. Now you know what you're using that money for? To keep you alive. Dr. Jamal, that money is going to be used to keep you alive. That money is not going to be used for you to just flock around a world, run on sandy beaches, go to Vegas, snake eye. That money is not going to be used for that. That money is going to be used to get the transportation service. I'll pick you up. That money is going to be used for your eyes. That money is going to be used to save your limb. That's what it's going to be used for, and that's reality. Act, talk, ask people. And so that's the truth. You take care of yourself financially. You save money, fine. But more important than you save money, taking care of yourself financially at 70 years old, if you are not taking care of your health at 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, all that money you saved is going to go to someplace else, for somebody else, which is fine. That might be your intention. Right. But what I'm telling you is, if you're going to do this work, if you're going to get to 65, 70 years old, and you want to live a life, and you want to be able to, you got to take care of yourself. Because if I know you don't, it's going to be pills, it's going to be chairs, and hookups, and IVs, and that's what's going to happen. And then you're going to have people come in and help you. And what I say is this: if you start now, the second best time to start is now. The first time is when you were 20. When you were 25, that's the first time, but that time is past. Start now. If you start now. Doesn't matter your age. Doesn't matter what's in front of you. Doesn't matter how much you got to start, because this has nothing to do with is it a guess, or do you have to? Well, maybe he may or may not be right. No, I'm right. This ain't. Well, I do this right. No. This is right. Look at the numbers. You Google it. You look it up yourself. Talk to your daughter. You ask them. They'll tell you. Yeah, you're right. Start now. I don't care if you are 60 years old. It's never too late to start.
Yes.
You do not have to be great. You do not have to have the greatest program. Start time. Go back and look at Dr. Jamal, our video. Start now. It's the second best time to start. It'll change your life. Dr. Jamal, 100% preventable.
Again, and when Coach Carter said that to me, 100% preventable. I'm standing there like saying, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. That means to say that we can stop this. That you got the power. I'm saying we got the power. I'm thinking about my family members, and I'm like thinking about my friends. I'm thinking about their family members, and I'm thinking about my other relatives and their relatives. And I'm like saying this is preventable. This is preventable with regards to us as a person. That is not anything to say that you need to have this magic bullet to come along.
No.
That you can do this yourself.
Right.
But again, and so people out there, all y'all, again, we say share this right here, because what's going on is this, that people out here, because diabetes is so rampant in our community, and it's hitting us hard right now, especially when you throw in the COVID aspect of that. And so I look at it and say, well, part of the obesity is connected with regards to that, and the COVID, and also the diabetes. So I'm like saying, yeah, they're all going hand in hand. All hand in hand. That the movement not going through your blood stream, and so it's not getting anything. And then when you bring about the gangrene, because I never thought about that again, it can't get this. So that's why an infection. I'm like saying, oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. And this is 100% preventable.
100%.
Preventable.
100%.
You mean to say I ain't need to have that gangrene if I was just doing some movement?
Eating, taking care of yourself, eating, and you don't have to be 100%.
I ain't got to use a foot, a toe, an ankle, up to my knee.
You don't have to.
And that you see it, family members, because what happened again about healthcare. For us, I'm just putting it out there, for African Americans in particular, the studies been done said that some of the more egregious, the more invasive procedures done on us. So here with us, they'll chop off that limb.
Instead of trying to save it and try to just chop it off. Just chop it off. And it can, it probably can be saved. We don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, but you read it and you see it, it's like, it probably be saved. And we know. Don't put yourself in that situation.
Right, but it's preventable.
It's preventable.
Like, wow.
Don't run and tell someone.
Yeah. Your grandparents going through, your parents going through this, some of you not being given thoughts with regard to this. And that's why I'm like saying, wow, that's why it hit me. And that's why when Coach Carter said, I'm like, yo, that's kind of wild. That's kind of deep. That this is something that's preventable. This is not like, all right, again, because you were in an atmosphere that was polluted, so you got this illness that occurred. Or that it's just in your genes, maybe like with regards to sickle cell. You got a trait.
Yeah.
This right here is something.
Yeah. It's preventable.
It's you.
It's you. 90%. It's you.
I never heard about something like that per se.
Right. It's you. It's you, and it's your habits. Now, Dr. Jamal, there's some social implications.
Well, yes, sir. And I'm just throwing this out here. There is $1 billion industry tied to this. So $1 billion industry tied to this right here. We see them popping up, there's franchises popping up like Taco Bell, like Popeyes, like Chick-fil-A, all over the place, popping up. Where they gonna do dialysis? Dialysis all over. Dialysis on the west side, dialysis on the south side, east side, your side, my side, our side, all sides. They pop up. And y'all thinking, y'all thinking that this is something that's good for us. But when it's something 100% preventable,
you don't have to.
You ain't even got that. Guess what? They decide to disappear.
Right.
So again, but it's $1 billion industry that they're not making money off of you. That you don't have to be the one. You are like the machine for them. You are not a cash cow. You are the, Ching, 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 ching. Now, some people in my class, Coach Carter, know that when I say that, it's pertaining to black people. When black people were human assets, Ching, 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 ching. Some of them know, oh, he's talking about black people right now. Because the wealth of the United States is tied to black folks. Again, 1600s coming to the 1800s. That's why people are so pissed off because they lost up that $1 million that were your ancestors. So guess what? They made money off your ancestors. They making money off y'all right now. This is Allison.
Ching, ching, ching.
Oh my God. So you got that right there. I'm like saying, and guess what? Then you got people who are politicians who don't want to support you with regard to your Medicaid. They don't even want to get your Medicare. They don't even provide you with regards to the ability to go and do it. But guess what? They siphon off some dollars to go to them because some of them are pharmacists, some of them are doctors. So again, they still reaping the benefit off of your diabetes. Of your diabetes. And they promote, Coach Carter, you remember my mom said they promote you all and tell you all you can go ahead and have that sugar stuff all the time.
Right.
All the time. That is good for you. Oh my God. I like that sugar does something to me, Coach Carter.
It's more addictive than crack and cocaine. This is more addictive. Sugar is more addictive than crack and cocaine. Look it up. It's an addiction. It's an addiction, America. USA. It's an addiction.
You say I'm an addict, Coach Carter?
Addict.
I'm an addict?
Addict.
I thought the addict was the one just on crack.
No, sugar addict. No, when my wife stopped me, but I used to go into the grocery stores and I used to take pictures of people making bad decisions in their grocery cart. I said, stop doing that. You see all that stuff. I was like, oh man, stop doing it. They are already overweight or obese, and then in their cart because it's a vicious cycle. Because now it gives you pleasure, right? I'm sad in some part of my life. Something didn't work out well, or what happened, I understand it. But this food is comfort. This food does not lie to me. The food does not leave me. The food just tells me, makes me feel so good. So I eat it, and then when it runs out, I gotta go get some more. It's the sugar in it, and it's an addiction. Look up the science. Look it up. And here's the thing: when you see things, Dr. Jamal, when you see things, social implications. When you see things like zero sugar, no diet, zero. Let me tell you this. This is even the politicians and the way it is in our society, and this is a trick. This is it. When you see something that says no sugar or no sugar added or none of this, and you eat it, you're like, man, this particular drink, and it tastes like sugar, but it's no sugar added. So I guess I can drink a lot of these. This is the way the rules work. The Federal Drug Administration, the FDA, regulates the way what's in it. You have to tell people when it's consumed. If it's not a health food product, you have to tell people what's in it. So the FDA puts out a big old long list of nutrients, particularly sugars, that says, hey, if you have these sugars in your drinks, if you have these sugars in your food, you got to tell people how much. And it's all these, and there's thousands and thousands of different sugars: glucose, fructose, maltose, galactose, all these sugars. And so, what these billion-dollar industries do is they hire scientists. And guess what they do? They make sugars that's not on the list. They make sugars that's not on the list. So legally, I can have sugar in my drink, sugar in my food, and on the package, I can say it is zero sugar in here. Zero. Legally. And get away with it all day. If you drink it, you thinking, no sugar. This diet is zero. No. It's sugar. It's just not the sugar on this list. But they have designed, and they call it their own proprietary or special formula. They call it their own. So you don't know. And so if you don't know what it is, and it's not going to be on the list, I can just keep pumping it out and producing it and sitting out to you to drink, and you think it's no sugar, but you think, if it walk like a duck, and it quack like a duck, Dr. Jamal, if I walk like this, and I quack, 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 then it's a
dump.
it's a dump. If you drink this and you drink it and your brain telling you that's sweet, that's sweet, and you look at the back, you look at the back and say 0 sugar, like, well, that's sweet, and you say, no, must not be, and you keep drinking. It walk like a duck, it quack like it's a duck. It's sugar. They just don't have to tell you that it's sugar because it's not on the list. And that's where we are drinking ourselves to death.
And as Coach Carter said, do not drink your calories.
And we are
I gotta say, what you say, Coach Carter, they have designer drugs. It's a designer drug. Because again, some designer drugs are not illicit because nobody knows about the drug. Later on, they realize the damage with regard to it. Now, but they put it on the list. But otherwise, bam, this is a designer drug.
Designer drug.
Guess what? For some of y'all, not some of y'all, it's the people who y'all know. Not any of y'all checking out Ron Taylor. It's not any of y'all. But y'all know some people. Woo! And this thing is thick. So just like this, they are thick with regards to sedentary lifestyle. They're just sitting there. They see injustice, Coach Carter. They see injustice. They saw injustice when they were young, and they said something about it. But now when they done hit that 25, then I hit that 30, then I hit that 40, then I see that injustice, and guess what? They are thick up right now. They diabetic right now. They ain't doing nothing for nobody. They ain't not something that's 100% preventable in your neighborhood, in your community. You can do something about it. You can say something about it.
Exactly.
You have a way to change. You can change your community. And then some of y'all get caught up into some stuff about, like, just something simple, like voting. Voting doesn't matter. Voting does matter because you can determine your leadership.
Exactly.
100% preventable. Just by voting. Just do something. Or if you see some stuff happening in your community, you can stand up and speak out about it. 100% preventable.
100% preventable.
Then you try to figure out what other neighborhoods look like and other people do get certain things done because somebody within that group say, I'm gonna make this stuff preventable right here.
100%.
I'm gonna make it preventable. And then you try to figure out why these other people get certain things and you don't get nothing because guess what? You sitting up here all thick up. You ain't got no heart. You ain't got, your blood ain't thin. Your blood ain't got no movement. Your blood is thick because you are fearful, you are scared, because then that billion-dollar industry of oppression got you.
Yes, brother.
That's your dialysis. Your dialysis is oppression. And got you. Because what you thought genetically that you were supposed to be fearful, but it's not even understanding that because your mom and your daddy told you to be quiet, you thought it was okay to be quiet. But then guess what then happened? Then you try to figure out what's happened. Why you got the trash in the community? Why did you have the sanitation crew come by and they drop trash right in the street so we cleaning up the neighborhood? They keep going on. Because guess what? And then guess what? All y'all say right there, that's how it's supposed to be. That's our lot to be sufferers. That ain't your lot to be a sufferer when they cut off your appendix. You think like it's okay. Like it's I'm like saying you got that heart pumping that thin blood. That blood that can go through all elements of your community, of your neighborhood, of your people, and your family. It spreads. It spreads. Not anything bad, but it spreads to give you energy. You can have the energy to not stand up as opposed to having the energy that is sluggish, no movement, and then guess what? You look at somebody else and want somebody else to do it.
Right.
It is preventable if you do it. It's better for you.
You do it. 100%.
Your dialysis of oppression. Don't you get caught up into? I'm like, so how many of y'all now gonna try to come out dialysis and do what Coach Carter said? You can do it yourself. You start right now. That's what this is about. Start right now. Start right now to speak out. Oh, I'm going to say something. And some people, the news might get this later on. That there was a child that, what we understand, got injured, shot in the community. And people didn't know who the parents of the child was. They were trying to find that child. So I'm saying, so community, that's what it's about. You got diabetes. You got diabetes that we're so sluggish that we don't even know that the things that are happening with us right now. Yo, we no longer need to be diabetic. We need to come out that diabetic coma. That's what some of us are in that diabetic coma right now. Not making any change when you can do it yourself. You look at somebody, I want to look at Coach Carter. Yeah. Yes, I can use Coach Carter as a role model for me to do. Just like you say, don't do what Jamal do, but you start doing your own thing. By you doing your own thing, guess what? Gradual progress and change comes about. Gradual progress and change comes about. And guess what? It start being gradual. Then guess what? You start speeding up because just like he said about the body. The body, like I say, for the body to get energy, the body said, you gotta have some movement. You gotta move. You gotta burn. So now when I start burning, guess what? I get even faster. So, but guess what? Some of us are lethargic. Some of us ain't doing that. And we can come to the designer drugs. A misinformation, a propaganda. Designer drugs or propaganda with regards to not telling me like, yeah, I like the taste of that. But it says zero. No sugar. It's zero. There's no sugar. So what is that? What do you taste it? Because your brain, know the difference between sweet and not sweet, and bitter, and that's sweet. But the propaganda, Dr. Jamal. Yes, so you mean the propaganda, because they telling you, there's no sugar, but you taste the sugar. They telling you, there's no sugar, but you taste the sugar. They telling you, we're gonna help you. We're gonna take this property that you live in, this property you live in, you've been here, and we're gonna move you away somewhere else. And you're gonna like, but now when it's time, and you don't like that, it's time to stand behind your politicians and fight. You got the diabetic syndrome. You lethargic. You got the same characteristics that you have in diabetes. Socially, you have social diabetes. You're lethargic. You hooked up the IV. And you can't do anything because you haven't been moving. But the thing is, if you want a change in your community, just step out and start moving. That's right. Small steps. That's right. That's right. Because here's the thing about it is, somebody is out there moving. That's right. That's right. That's right. Somebody's already out there moving. That's right. You got the other 500, and I know somebody moving. That's right. Somebody moving. So the easiest thing to do is just find a hook up with somebody. Get with somebody who's moving. That's right. And say, hey, Dr. Jamal, where are they going to be tomorrow? That's right. Hey, that's right. I heard about this march. That's right. Where are we going to be? That's right. Come over here. We over here. And then from one step turns to another step. Woo. The journey of 1,000 miles begins one step. Yes. You got one step. One step. The journey of exercise. Dr. Jamal this week did the 135 3 times. Did the 225 on his back 5 times. And then went to 235. And then went to But let me tell you this. I can remember Dr. Jamal because couldn't do the bar. I can remember Dr. Jamal, he couldn't do the 15-pound dumbbell. He was doing the 15-pound dumbbell with the one arm. It had to begin with something. That's right. He began with something. I know it's hard. I know you sitting and looking at us and you talking about, man, look at them. They've been doing it so long. Look, they so far. But at one point, it had to begin with something. That's right. It's beginning with something. That's right. You see Dr. Jamal activists, you see them out there. So begin with something. Right. Stand up. If you don't stand up for something, you're going to fall for anything. That's right. Stand up for something. You don't have to have everything. That's right. But just pick. That's right. The thing that you like. And you go with that. The thing that you go with, that's what you go with. And just to give you all a little secret, when you start with one thing, Coach Carter, and you do that, but then what happens, you begin to realize that it evolves into some other areas. You start with that one thing, and then it just evolves into some other, you start realizing like, okay, I'll focus on education. But you know what? I've been doing advocating about education, but guess what? Now I see how politics comes into play with this. That's right. So now you're moving to that realm too. Or then it's about finance. You start for economics. So you start like, okay, you find social construct. So you start going into it. You find, so again, you start with one and it evolves because that's just like growth. That's what it is. It's just growth. Well, you start with fixing diabetes. It evolves.
It evolves with fixing diabetes. It evolves. It evolves with fixing overweight. It evolves with fixing blood pressure. It evolves with fixing back pain, ED. It evolves with fixing the tingling in your toes. It evolves with your circulation. It evolves with your high blood pressure. It evolves with your eyes. It evolves with your movement. It evolves. It's the same. It is the same thing. Start with one, and it evolves. Start with something.
That's right. And that's it. But this is why, Coach Carl, I'm going to share this with you. That when you was talking, you were sharing some things outside this, because what happened, see, some of y'all, because they like the sugar, because it says there's no sugar in it, and they tasted it. But that sugar really ain't sugar. That sugar is manure, You know, some of y'all know the little phrase about sugar, and that manure thing. But that's what it is. It's really you taking in manure. You taking manure into your body that then make you lethargic. Then you taking manure into your mind for you to be lethargic socially, consciously. It's making you lethargic. That again, you ain't even thinking about trying to start one thing because you're like, ooh, I like that right there. You like the propaganda. You like the misinformation. You like the gaslighting and stuff. You like I call it smoke screen. You like the smoke screen. That again, that you don't have the power to make a change.
And yes, you do. Because it's all to make a change. You 100%. If you want to see something change and you want to see something that you don't like, it is 100% preventable. You can do something about it today. The best time to do something about it was a while ago, but that's fine. This is the best time now, today. With your health, with your community. If you see it, say something. Step out. Just like with yourself. The same way you do to take care of yourself, the same way you do to take care of your community. Step out there. Take care of yourself. You are the community. The community is you.
That's right.
If you want to do better in your community, start with you first. An event of a loss in cabin pressure. They tell you that on the plane. When you go on the plane and they give you the emergency talk at the beginning. When the event of a loss in cabin pressure, what do you do, Dr. Jamal?
I grab the mask, put the mask on you.
No.
Oh,
What do you do, Dr. Jamal?
I'll just grab the mask, put it on myself. Put it on myself, yeah.
First. Put that mask on first. Put your mask on first. And then
I can help that 7-year-old man with diabetes. Put the mask on him. I can do it. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Or you can help that man, that person, that woman who lives in the community where they gentrify, they pushing you out. Or you can help that person in the community where they buying up all the assets. Or you can help that person in the community where they don't have a grocery store, it's a food desert. Or you can help that person in the community where the community centers are rusted down and broken down. Or you can help that person in the community where there's no little league program that is supporting and push them off the park. Or you can help that person in the community where they don't have a clear and cut sexual assault agenda in the community that help people who have been violated. Or you can help that person. Put your mask on first before you start doing helping somebody else. Put your mask on first.
Because you have to understand your community is a living organism, a living organism. It's living. Your community is a living organism. And so we need all those body parts in that organism to function right.
That's right.
So that's what it is. It's about you functioning right now for this living organism called your community. This organism needs you. It needs you because you are the eyes. You are the ears, you are the heart, you are the blood, you're the capillary, you are every single thing. You are the fingernails, the toenails, you are the hair follicles, you are all of that. So you are the tongue for your community. This living organism is not just a little thing, just again, that's so we filled with diabetic propaganda and manure and all of that. This will begin the blood flow, that continual blood flow, that continual circulation of that. Continual circulation so that way everyone knows we are living a healthy life, a healthy community, healthy, not one that again impinge is going to be cut off, and then you try to figure out why I'm like that.
That's right. Run, tell that.
Bam. You gotta understand, diabetes is preventable.
It's preventable.
Development of your community
100.
can't happen.
Can't happen.
So again, destruction of the community is preventable. One thing got to start with you. This living organism, your community is a living organism.
That's it.
A living organism.
Pass it around. Go run, tell that. Go tell people. Go share.
Share again, ATR Network, Black Media Network, BAM, YouTube, and also Facebook, all things relevant. But we need y'all to understand, no longer can we go through the amputation of our community, amputation of our hearts, because again, not amputation of our hearts, they're cutting out our hearts. Your heart is cut out altogether and then given to somebody else, because that's what happened. Your heart has already been given. Your ancestors have been given to other people because they made money off of them. They make money off you right now with regard to you being hooked up to the dialysis, caught up into the designer drug called sugar. Bam. Coach Carter, once again, bam. Run
Next
tell
time.
man. He kicked you down the doors.
We gotta go. Take care.
We'll see you again. Oh no, I know some of y'all waiting right now. Y'all been contacting Coach Carter. Y'all listen to emails.
Did I say it? I got some.
It's getting germinated.
I got
Let
some.
y'all know that. So we ready. We ready for
I
y'all.
got some.
See, Coach Carter, I think he's slick. Y'all know he had said about the challenge and me and other stuff like that. That's all this is really about.
I'm off
Is
the
that- is
screen.
it- Yeah, I'm just saying. All right, run tell that. Bam. Oh wait, hold on a second. Oh, I still got. Yo, yeah. See, because what happened? This is what happened. I know all this right here. This is part of the challenge that Coach Carter said. It's going to be this challenge. He's going to put out the people, 25 and older. Like, okay, take on Jamal. That's what this is about. That's why this is real slick. So I figured that out. I said to myself, like, when Coach Carter said, yeah, because see, it's like layers, because that's what happened. It's not, we don't peel layers, we add layers, and that's what's going on. So, but we want y'all to come and do this right here, because we want y'all to be the voices of the community. Like we said, community, living organism, because that's why when you come and you start working out, again, physically, mentally, and socially, guess what? We're healthy. We ain't got no more diabetic communities. No more diabetic communities. No more communities suffer from ED. No more limp communities. No more communities that got back problems, because you got the backbone right now. You standing up. No more of that. And so guess what? They're going to be moving on to some other things too. So Coach Carter is excited about this. He got a plan on something else too. So we just going to be waiting. But guess what? The challenge is on you right now. As he said, today is the day. So yeah, we still got 2 more minutes in fact, but we got to do that training. So again, to my boy Rock Middleton, known as Wham Middleton, right there with the Harlem Globetrotters, again from Savannah State. On our people, we celebrate him because he's doing movement. And
Good job, young man. Good job. We out.
I tell that. Peace.